Welcome to another product review. Today we're looking at the SooCoo S70 action camera. Another budget action camera. Competes with your GoPros, but at a much lower price point. So let's open it up, see what's in the box. So first off, it's quite a fancy looking box. On the back we've got some of the specs. It's not only waterproof, it's super waterproof. It's got built-in Wi-Fi, 170-degree wide-angle lens. It does loop recording, which means you could use it as a dash cam if you wanted. An SOS key, not quite sure how that's going to work. Offers 2K video. It's got a H.264 compression. A 6-glass lens. A 2.4 gigahertz watch with a few functions, we'll see what they are, and it also offers time-lapse photography. Chinese made, what isn't? Open it up, see what we got. We got some more boxes. One which I presume is the camera itself, one marked accessories, a handy Chinese one side, warm tips saying that you need to tighten up this door before you take it underwater. We'll have a look at that shortly. And another load of accessories. So 3 boxes plus our warm tips. Let's see what's what. Let's start with what I presume is the camera. There we go. So what do we got? That's a solid looking little camera there. It says it's Wi-Fi, it says it does 2K video. Got what looks like LEDs up top, maybe infrared LEDs. A mounting base at the bottom. There's our magic warm tips related door. Okay, you open at the back, you're straight onto the battery. Looks like it takes a SIM card, but I guess that's actually the SD card. Point to note, only takes up to 32 gigabyte micro SD cards, which when you're shooting 2K video might be a bit limiting. The battery is a 3.7 volts, 1050 milliamp hour, 3.9 watt hour lithium ion battery. Apparently it's good for about 2 hours of recording, but we'll give it a test, see what we come up with. Case itself feels nice and solid, nice positive action, rubberized back, all quite solid. So let's see what accessories we've got. Box number 1, we've got our watch, which seems to have 2 buttons. Not too sure what they do at this point, probably a record and a stop, or maybe a photo. We'll get into that a bit later. First the bracket, that's a fixed bracket there. Leave it in the more bracket options. So if you see from the shape of that shoe there, that looks very familiar. Looks an awful lot like a GoPro shoe. Indeed it is. So this camera you can use on any of your standard GoPro accessories, which is a bit of a bonus, I guess. Not sure how copyright and trademarks work, but not my problem. Right, so we've got a spare warm tips door and a variety of other mounting brackets. Second accessory box, what do we got? USB cable. Now this should point out, most cameras I've used the mini USB. This one actually uses a micro USB. Not really a big issue. Although in my car I've got a hardwired mini USB, I don't have I do have a hardwired micro USB. One of my cars I don't have a hardwired micro USB, so that could be an issue for some people. We got some 3M sticky pads, chest harness, wrist harness, some kind of harness. We've got a inspector certificate 06, and we've got a warranty card. So saying we've got a 1-year warranty and the accessories have a 3-month warranty. Spare parts in the replaced defective owned by the company. Crystal clear. Refurbished product is responsible for the cost of mailing a one-way by the sender. Oh yeah. The following does not belong to the scope of free maintenance. The company can provide paid services. Fantastic. I don't know what any of that means, but that's what it offers. So there's our wee camera. Let's bring in our GoPro Hero. Got the same price point camera. I ended up with GoPro after trying out a few other budget cameras. Not had a lot of luck with budget technology. It seems that generally you get what you pay for. A couple of clips here you'll see some of my run-ins. But if anything, the SooCoo is slightly smaller than the GoPro Hero. The GoPro Hero only offers 1080p at 30 frames or 720p at 60 frames. Doesn't have a screen. But these cameras cost about the same, so somehow SooCoo have managed to squeeze in all these extra features for not much more money. Call me skeptical, but we'll see how we go. See if this thing actually stands up. So this isn't a case that the SooCoo's in. This is actually the camera itself. So same with the GoPro Hero. Actually, it's got a back door, but you can't actually remove the camera out of this case. So if you do something overly rugged, smash up the case, and you can't replace any of the bits you've broken. So that's a possible limitation. That's certainly one of the often cited limitations of the GoPro Hero. But this thing's cheap, so if you smash it, you smash it, I guess. This camera also came with a mobile micro SDHC card from SanDisk. Now whether that's actually SanDisk or Syndisk or who knows who, couldn't tell you. But it comes with a memory card, which presumably works in this thing. It's a Class 10 card, as you'd hope, although quite often they seem to be getting the ultra high speed cards, UHS-1, whatever else, which seems to be the new format. So let's open this up. Chop the top off here. This is 16 gig cards. Open this up. Take the battery out. I'll try and work out this. So yeah, so that flips up there. Well, a little bit fiddly, but goes in okay. Seal it in. It's supposed to be waterproof to 60 metres. GoPro's waterproof to 40 metres. Not with this door, with the sealed door. That's quite deep. I'm not going to 60 metres with anything. And up top we've got a power button. Probably the one you use to turn it on. Let's take these protecty bits off. I did already charge this up just to make this process a bit easier. Try holding it on. Okay, so it's a long hold. Turn it on, it starts recording. So it does have a screen on the back. It's probably useful for aiming, but it's pretty much useless for anything else. So by default it's coming out at 1080p 60 frames per second. So we've got two buttons there. Oh no, we have more than two buttons. Some of these on the back are also serve a purpose. So the mode button we can scroll through video or photo. Or is that playback? So lots of menus on here. You can change it into a 1440p 30 frames per second. Let's do some of that. Loop recording, wide dynamic range, motion detection. Oh, it's got motion detection. Audio off and on, date stamp, time lapse, image rotation, resolution. We'll go around in circles. You can join a Wi-Fi network. I think I read in the instructions description that you can upload directly to YouTube. It's got anti-shaking. How well that works. Yeah, so a few features. This one's a step ahead of the last budget cam we've had, which didn't even turn on, so that's good. Let's try it out with a few accessories and see what we've got. Actually, before we'll do that, we'll just open up the warm tips thing to see what's under there. On the side it says USB and HDMI, so I presume there's USB and HDMI. There you go, micro USB and mini HDMI. Our warm tips said that we had to make sure this door was tight using a coin before we went to 60 meters underwater. No problem. We just won't go to 60 meters underwater. So one of the unique features of this one is this armband that you can wear. One thing I did notice, the camera is waterproof to 60 meters. The remote control is only waterproof to 10 meters, so something to watch out for there. So we'll just see if we can get this paired up and working. I've had to break out the instructions, which I suppose that's fair enough. There's a fairly technical here. Remote control instructions. Press menu button twice. There isn't actually a menu button. Okay. There's just one with some lines on it. We go to the remote control. Oh yeah. Then we go into remote match. That's our pairing mode there. That's waiting for a remote match. Both buttons on here. And we've paired up. Cool. So we come out of there. Go onto this. Top one's a photograph button. Taking a photograph. Bottom one. Doesn't do anything. Let's get back. Alright, press the button, it starts to record. Look at that. Press it again, it stops. That's pretty cool out of the box. Bit of a concern that this is only good for 10 meters waterproof. This is good for 60, so probably get a few people caught out there. They go diving, destroy the watch. Camera's fine. That's okay. So give me a minute, I'll just set this up for Wi-Fi and see what that's all about. So again, we go into our menu, press the So the open Wi-Fi function, select the Wi-Fi menu, press OK button to enter, select open, the screen will show the Wi-Fi icon, and instantly into the open state after the upper left corner of the screen Wi-Fi icon SSID PWA2 below the left button to return. At this time, to open the phone to set the Wi-Fi function, to find a new set of Wi-Fi name or network the connection after entering the new Wi-Fi password and confirm connection, the connection after the success of the LCD on the connected display Mac. Oh yeah, gibberish, who knows. So you might be able to do something with Wi-Fi, but that's too hard. I think I read you could upload directly to YouTube, but yeah, good luck with that. Right, so in addition to the camera itself, we also got some of the accessories. We got this one here. This is a SooCoo professional accessory. This is a chest harness, as most people would call it. SooCoo call it an adjustable pectoral support. Let's see what our adjustable pectoral support looks like. It smells like fish and looks like a chest harness. As we said before, it's got the handy GoPro shoes, so you can use your GoPro on it. Just to prove that, get this wee fella plugged back in. Straight onto your SooCoo mount, so you can have an adjustable pectoral support experience with your GoPro, which is actually a bit of a bonus, because if you want to start out by a cheap camera, this is certainly cheaper than any GoPro you can buy. All your accessories are going to line up, they're going to work for all of the GoPros too, so that's definitely a bonus. This harness itself actually looks to be pretty decent quality. It's got a nice solid buckle there. Nice and strong, stretchy elastic, decent buckle at the back. So we've got our pectoral support. We also got the hard case, which is a hard case. So you've got bits up the back to put your pectoral support in. And then we've got a morning thing. This looks a wee bit ominous. I'm not really sure what that's all about. I'm sure we'll find something to go in that hole. So the camera itself will sit in there nicely, which it does. Oh, that's for your watch. That's watch shaped. Phallic at all. Watch goes in there. Mounts and junk. Things all that stuff in there too. Looking good. Oh, you could probably have your inspector certificate number 6. Display that proudly. Don't forget your warm tips. Now you might want to carry around a 20-cent coin for doing up your warm tips drawer. So yeah, first glance for I can't open. It doesn't actually close too well with that in there. First glance, looks to be pretty incredible value for money, and so far it's worked. So what I'll do, I'll get that footage off the camera and I'll stick in the 2K video and the 1080 60 frame stuff and see how we go. I'll also do the same walk around with the GoPro Hero at 1080 1080p 30 frames per second, so you have a bit of a comparison. Let's see if this thing's worth it. Intuitive turning the camera off and on, starting something recording. It's slower than the GoPro as well. GoPro's got a one turn on. Start recording this, you've got to hold the power button on for about 5 seconds before it does anything. Magic Kingdom here. Around Badgertech HQ. Down Bellamy's corridor. Pink leaves down here too. Yeah, heading back round Badgertech HQ. Hear the digger in the background, pulling down all the nice vegetation, turning it into houses. Come through our jungle, through Bellamy's corridor. Oh look, pretty pink leaves. See what that colour they come out. A bit bright over there. Tree down. Yeah, sunshine. I need to go to the letterbox again, so we'll turn around somewhere around here. So I'll give you a bit of a rundown of all the specs. This is the SooCoo S70 action camera. Claims 2K at 30 frames per second, 1080 Full HD at 60 frames per second, 720p at 120 frames per second. I'll give that one a go too. 720 at 60, VG at 240 frames per second. Oh wow, we'll get all of those going, see if we can get some cool stuff. 16 megapixel stills, 6 glass HD lens, 1.5 inch HD screen, it sure is. Automatic white balance. So I said it only takes up to a max of 32 gigabyte micro SD cards, possibly a limitation. Records as MP4. Self-time delay, whatever that is, 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. It's got a flash, so that's what those two LEDs on the front are. ISO 100, 200, 400. USB and HDMI interfaces. Lots of languages. 1050 milliamp hour polyimide lithium battery. Records up to 2 hours. It's got 2 gigabytes of DDR3 memory for some reason. Waterproof 60 meters. Got Wi-Fi. 2.4 gigahertz wireless remote control, which we've seen works quite well. Remote control is waterproof to 10 meters, and it's remote control distance of up to 70 meters. It's a 170 degree lens, and it's got a H.264 compression. It's got a G sensor, a motion sensor, does loop recording. Oh no, sorry, I misspoke. Photograph resolution 5 megapixels. AV output, anti-shake. Weighs 114 grams. And it's 65 by 40 by 40 millimeters. So yeah, pretty well spec'd, incredibly well spec'd for the price. So yeah, there are plenty of other operating modes that we won't go into just here. As I said, haven't had great experience with some of these budget cameras, so just stick to the basics here. It does have all of those features. You could use it as a dash cam and whatever else, but for now we'll just check on the video quality, check on battery life and all those kind of things, just make sure this thing actually works as it's supposed to, and just see what kind of video quality we get. For 89 US dollars this thing costs, with a watch, the camera, a set of brackets. That's about 130 Australian dollars. Yeah, that's an incredible price point for all of these features. You've got to ask yourself where the budget's been cut. It's certainly been cut in the older user manual. If you read some of the garbage they've put in here. Illegal operation may cause damage of internal components. Do not fall or hit this product, otherwise easy to cause damage to internal components. Do not put the camera for a long time in wet or dusty environment, may cause leakage or fire, which is kind of a stupid thing to say about a 60 meter waterproof camera. It's kind of designed to be underground. Oh, not underground, underwater. Do not use in high temp conditions, fair enough, because it's got a big lithium ion battery in there. Suggested temperature range 0 to 40 degrees to protect your battery. Only pull the memory card out when it's turned off, fair enough. Camera is in use for a period of time. Temperature, it is normal phenomenon. That's good. Please use a hairdryer. Special lens blowing equipment. Clean the lens or use special rotating lens wipe cloth to wipe the lens. Clean surface, fingerprints or dust. Yeah, so that's sort of a reason why I'm not going into all the different features, because it take me a long time to work it out, because you can't rely on the instructions. But certainly seems like a decent little camera, limited by the fact that this isn't a protective case, this is the camera itself. So you have a big oops, there goes your camera. But again, $89.90 US. It's a fair bit cheaper than this budget GoPro, about the same size. So yeah, I guess you can see this as a expendable Rambo 2 style. If you haven't seen Rambo 2, then probably a bit lost on you, that reference, but Rambo sees himself as expendable. I see this camera as expendable. I'm not too attached to the SooCoo S70. Not exactly a fancy looking thing. But anyway, there we go, that's the SooCoo S70. I'll stick all those clips together, stick it up on the YouTubes, and let me know what you think. Thank you.